Today's demo will focus on the functionality of ArcFM Viewer for ArcGIS Engine with the Inspector license. This is used as a mobile solution for field editing. As you can see, I have already logged into ArcFM Viewer for ArcGIS Engine, and I have applied a stored display for gas distribution, as you can see here by looking at the tab. So the first thing I'm going to do is log into the Session Manager via the toolbar, and I'm going to open a new edit session. The user that I have logged in as has been given the privileges to edit out in the field. And once I open Session Manager, you can see that my username is Jim P. Redline. It has the date and the timestamp, and also that I am in edit mode. There are many tools in the Session Manager toolbar, but the one we're going to focus on for this session is the Inspector tool, which is located right before the Save Session option. Now with the Inspector tool, we are going to be focusing on gas valves for this demo, but you can also use this with electric, water features, any other types of features that have spatially represented items like a valve, and non-spatially represented object tables such as a valve inspection, which you can easily configure in Arc Catalog with model names. So our session has been opened. I'm going to click on my Inspector tool, and I'm going to click on this first valve, and you see how it has a thumbtack that lets me know this is the valve that I'm going to be editing. So once I click on the valve, the ArcFM Inspector tool appears. Now in this window, you can re-evaluate the gas valve that you have clicked on to verify this is the correct valve, and I'm going to expand this table a little bit so I can see all the fields. There are several fields here, some which are editable and some which are not, and these are fully configurable for your specific business purposes. I also noticed that there is already one record for this particular valve, and I can browse back to that record and see what has already been entered. And I see that this particular valve was inspected on June 12, 2002. If I needed to, I could possibly update any of the available fields to update, but I actually want to add a new valve inspection record, so I'm going to hit the plus button. Now for my valve inspection, I'm going to add an inspection date. I'm going to stick with today's date. I'm going to type in my name. And I can also type in any comments if necessary. I'm going to go ahead and leave that field blank. Now I could, if I wanted to, reset everything if I had typed multiple things into a field and then realized, well, I need to rephrase something or I need to re-enter information. I can reset everything just by pushing the reset button. However, the date and the inspected by are just fine, and so I'm going to hit my create button and go ahead and create, and now you see that 2 records exist for this particular gas valve. If I wanted to, I could go ahead and save my session and submit it back to the office for them to bring into the geodatabase. However, since I am in the field and there is another valve nearby, I'm going to go ahead and create an inspection record for that valve as well. So with my Inspector tool still active, I'm going to click on the new valve, and again I can verify that I have clicked on the correct valve by looking at the identifier record. I can go back to the previous record that exists for this particular valve, but I'm just going to go ahead and inspect it today, type in my name, and go ahead and hit check for create. Now at this point, I verify now 2 records exist where 1 used to exist. I'm going to go ahead and close my Inspector dialog. Yes, I want to create the record. It wants to make sure that you're doing everything you want to do. Save my session, and then go ahead and submit the session back to the office for inclusion in the geodatabase. So now I'm going to go ahead and hit the submit session. Yes, I want to save it. It wants to make sure that you save all of your edits. And then I could select an approval officer back at the office. I'm going to go ahead and select Jay Adams because he's the one who requested that I inspect these particular valves. Click OK. And you see the Send to Enterprise dialog. My session has been closed, And if someone has requested that I go inspect 2 other valves, I can now navigate in my map and create a new session to inspect new valves. Thank you very much, and if you have any questions, please see the other posts on ArcFM Buzz regarding Inspector.